Is it okay to move from one job to another just for money reasons? Or are you slowly destroying your career if you move without realizing that money is not the only reason you should move to a new job? No judgment here. We're just explaining. I'm talking about the reason why you should move from one place to another, a job. Everything depends on your job because that's where your income comes from, okay? My name is Ben Adejumo. I'm a professor, I'm an author. I teach ethics and leadership at Western Covenant University, Los Angeles, California. Look, I'm going to talk to you very quickly about why people jump from one job to another. They call it job hopping, actually. What does an employer need from you? What does an employer want from you? How long is actually long enough in a job? Also, when should you stay? Or when should you move? Or when should you hold on? Or should you just hold on to the job? If you've never thought about changing jobs, that's fine. This is for you also, all right? I'll start with this. Why people move from one job to another? Let's be honest about the reality we have now. People don't just wake up wanting a level of stability. But when you move from one job to another, there is this type of instability that comes. It's too far from your house. It's too far from your children's school. This job doesn't have this type of benefit. It's a disruption. But people move because there is rise in cost of living. Things are getting more expensive. People move because there is family responsibility. Maybe you just want to move closer to a city where your mom lives, for example, and she's by herself. People move for different reasons. You move sometimes because you are working in a toxic environment or because of lack of recognition. You've done everything correctly, but nobody recognizes you. That can be a reason why you will move. People also move because of peer pressure. Your friends have already moved to the next place and it pays better. Come on, what are you doing? Just come in and join us. They don't have a mind of their own. They move because their friends had already moved. But the truth most people won't say is that people don't move because they are greedy, really. They move because they are curious, they are anxious. The curiosity that kills the cat. Sometimes people are curious. They just want to know what the next job holds. So the anxiety will push decision faster than the wisdom to actually decide. That's huge. Let me say that again. The anxiety, the interest they have in finding out what the next job is, will push that decision to getting that job faster than engaging their cerebrum, their wisdom to actually think through that decision-making process. The second section I will talk about is job hopping. If you do it for money, is it wrong? If you choose to take another job because it pays better than your current job, is it wrong? I'll give a balanced truth. Moving for survival is not the same as moving for greed. If you move because you need to survive, it's different from it pays more and I'll be able to afford some new stuff. One is strategic. You move because you needed to. You need to accommodate your new realities. But the second one is simply because there is a pattern in what you want to move into now and you need more resources to fund your new lifestyle. But I also need to say clearly, money is a valid reason to move, but it must not be the only reason. You have a wife and 2 kids at home, and you move because of money. That is what? Is it a good reason? No. You need to consider their location, the location of the school. Where is home from your new workplace? How far is school from where you are now? There are so many factors you have to put into consideration. But let it be known, money is valid reason. If you are poorly paid somewhere and you are going to get another job that will pay you more, is a valid reason to pursue it, but that shouldn't be the only reason. If every mood is explained only by pay, you will make mistakes. You won't have skill upgrades. You will not have good responsibilities at work, and you will not grow very well. Because for you, it's all about the money. It is who pays the best, and that is not good. It has its own dangers also. If money becomes the only reason you take a job or you do something, you will lose direction at the end of the day. There are people who work in places that pays more, but they can't tell anyone where they work because it is morally wrong and eroded their lives. Does that make sense to you? The state where I live, they said there is a job where you sign up, they give you $50,000 bonus. That is huge. Some people don't really want that job. They took it because of money. Because there is a degree of humanity that is being distorted on that job. But when you think about the signing bonus, you might take it, but it's up to you. It's your pick. The next part is what employers really want from you. Employers don't just hire you for your skills. They hire you also because they want to trust you, because of stability. So when they review your resume, what are they going to see? Your title is important, but it's not as important as patterns. Let's check the last 4 places you have worked. 3 months here, 9 months here, 11 months here. What's going on? You're not deeply rooted. You are not loyal, not even for a period. Some employers, you have a problem with that already because short stay at different jobs will raise some very quiet questions about you, about your commitment. You got a job in January, you moved in April. You got another one in June, you moved in September. What changed? And you have excuses for 4 different types of jobs. You already have your answer. They won't hire you. Serious-minded employers won't hire you. They won't ask if you can do this job, but they will be asking, will this person stay long enough? Because he has history of hopping from one job to another. That question alone can limit the opportunities that surround your new environment. So my question is, how long should you actually stay on a job? What is the federal government approved duration, if there's anything like that, for you to stay on the job? What factors do you have to consider to stay on the job? First of all, there is no law that insists that, hey, this is how long you have to. But there is a professional wisdom around this discussion. And the general guidance is that for an entry level, you just come out of school, you got a job, you just got a job. It is professional and advisable for you to stay between 18 and 24 months for you who just moved into a new organization. If you've been around long enough, mid-level, at least 3 to 5 years. And if you have gotten to a point, you're already a manager, you're already a leader, a senior at work, at least 6 years and above, provided there's promotion and you're rising. They are not rules, but they are signals of commitment and depth. Now, let me throw this quickly also. If you stay too short on a job, it will hurt you. But if you also stay too long on a job without growth and promotion, it will also hurt you. So it's up to you. It is really, really up to you. The goal is progress at the end of the day. Because staying too short means you're not committed. But staying too long also is looking like you actually don't have anything to offer. So if you have not been promoted in the last 5 years, what are you doing on that job? And there is room for promotion, not that you have outgrown every step. Then you should reconsider your option. Finally, I will ask you this. When do you need to change your job? And how can you change your job? Ask yourself, am I moving towards growth or am I moving away from problem? I need to change my job because I believe there are more opportunities for me out there. And this company can offer them to me. That's a good reason to change your job. I'm changing my job because I am handling a lot of impossibilities and I'm becoming uncomfortable. Therefore, I need to change my job. Brilliant. Awesome. If you change your job because there is a new skill you can acquire in this next place that you're going to, it's a good reason to change your job. Another one is, what responsibility will increase? You've been on a job that you have been operating under installed capacity, underinstalled. You could do better, but you have just not been given. But you know you have the capacity to grow. Maybe you are not given that chance. Then you can move to the next one. You can also change your job. If this new job will strengthen your professional story, it will strengthen your professional career. This consistency that you already have, you now went to the biggest of the organization. It's a good step. It will increase your professional profile, your professional career. You know what I mean? That's a good reason to move, and it is time for you to move. You can also move if you will be able to explain this decision in the next 5 years. Thank God I moved 5 years ago. What would I have done? Look at where I am now. If you will not be able to explain this move with this clarity that I've just set down, Maybe you should not make that decision on time. And sometimes nothing is wrong. You have a great pay, everything is great, but you have a nudge in your spirit. You just feel uncomfortable. I think I need to leave this job. Prayerfully make a decision. There are people who got fired 6 months' time, but they ought to have left while the ovation was loud, but they were not listening to their intuition. You don't want to make that mistake also. Really. These are very valid reasons to move. Ethical compromise. You work in a place that ethically you are being eroded. You are compromising yourself every day. Move. If there is chronic toxicity where you work, move. If there is no growth pattern after honest and sincere effort, move. When there is misalignment in your values, move. When there is no career opportunity, clear path for development, move. And this is very important. Not every door that opens is meant to be entered. Lots of doors that have been ignored because I know they are trapped for me. They are traps. They dress them as opportunities, but I could see through that this is not for me. You got a job that will move you away from your family. You might want to reconsider that. Don't just chase better pay. Chase it with understanding. Chase it with deep knowledge and carry your family along. Discuss this with your inner self. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for watching my video. We curate phenomenal video content here about personal development, people, girl child, professionalism, and careers. Go through my videos. You will love it. We do a lot of stuff here. I will ask you to please subscribe to my channel. Share my videos and like them. You'll be doing me a lot of solid if you do that. Thank you again, and I hope you have a wonderful time.